right, I wanted to start by going over the warm up that you just tried. So for number one, multiplying, remember the key there was listing the size of the matrix first. So saying that it was a 2 by 3 times a 3 by 2. We circle that inside, it cancels out. We're left with a 2 by 2. That's how we got this. I'll just do the first entry in case you were kind of confused from the start, but hopefully your answer is looking great. So to get the first entry, I will multiply the first row by the first column. So looking at 1 times 2 plus -4 times 2 plus -1 times 5. And all of that would add together to give me just that first entry. So you can see -11, 22, -25, 15. Then we did determinant. So here is our, if you see what looks like absolute values, that's our determinant. So you're doing the first diagonal minus the second diagonal. So -3 minus -5 means I'm adding 5 to get the positive 2. And then to find our inverse, this is all going to be important for our lesson today. So finding the inverse, we do the determinant. So we do 0 minus 9 is -9. And we multiply 1 over -9 times, remember we switch our first diagonal, 10 and 0, and we change signs on the second, so 1 and 9. When I distribute that -9, -1/9, excuse me, through, I'm really just dividing everything by -9. So I would say don't think of them so much as fractions, as just division. And then just kind of leave what you have, -10/9, -1/9, -1, and 0. When you go to do number 4, when you did number 4, what you should have seen is that you got -40 minus -40, which gave you 0. So if you go to do the inverse, 1 over 0 does not exist. So that does not have an inverse. So looking at, we have 3 targets today, solving a matrix equation, solving a system with matrices, and then solving using Cramer's rule. So this focus lesson video is going to focus on those first 2. And really now we have the background that we need. We have multiplying, we have inverses. We're really just going to put them together. And our reason, I'm trying to show you a new way to solve systems, a way that I want to teach you in the future in the calculator, how you can solve big systems with this. It can help us with partial fractions, with scenarios, which is pretty cool. I also think when you go and you solve systems with this, you start to actually see how the matrices, even though their design seems weird, with multiplying and with inverses, it seems pretty arbitrary. You see that it actually works together perfectly to give you the right answer. All right, so here is our first topic, which is solving just matrix equations using inverses. So you're going to want to write this down. This is going to be key. It says to solve a matrix equation, AX equals B. So all of those are matrices. You're going to find the inverse of A. So X stands for whatever you're looking for. You're going to find the inverse of A, the matrix that is with what you're looking for. And then you're going to multiply it on the other side. Now the order is really important. You have to do the inverse times the other matrix. Sometimes it'll make it so it wouldn't work. Other times it would just give you a completely different answer. Something that you saw last year that we did not take the time to explore this year is that matrix multiplication is not commutative. So you can't just change the order. The order is very important. So you do the inverse times the other matrix. All right, so if I look at this example, this would be matrix A. I have an X, and this would be matrix B. All right, so when I look at that, I want to find the inverse of matrix A because it is with the variable. So inverse, I have to do 1 over the determinant. That is going to be -6 minus -5, which gives me a -1. So 1 over -1 times, I switch these two, I make this one negative. All right, I distribute the negative through, and I get that my inverse is -3, -5, 1, and 2. So now to actually solve the system, I put that one first. So I have, you know what, I can fit it right there. I already have the inverse. So now I put matrix B next to it, -2, 2. This is a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 1. They match up. My answer is going to be a 2 by 1. 2 rows, 1 column. So I do my multiplication. Hopefully this feels pretty comfortable to you now. -3 times -2 is 6, plus -5 times 2 is -10. And then 1 times -2 is -2. 2 times 2 is 4. Final answer to this system is -4, 2. When that's the answer, we can turn that into an ordered pair. That's actually an x and a y coordinate is what that will give us. So -4, 2. We can write the ordered pair for our final answer.